World gold prices fluctuated wildly last week. However, at the end of the week, they remained almost unchanged compared to the previous week's closing price. Experts said that last week's fluctuations showed the significant potential of this precious metal. Accordingly, gold reached a 5-week high as investors reacted to the news that the People's Bank of China had increased its official gold reserves by 5 tons, although this addition was smaller than previous ones. Proved that the country's demand for gold still exists. This is one of the essential driving forces that recently pushed gold to an all-time high. Many analysts expect the U.S. Central Bank's gold addition to push prices to $3.000 per ounce next year. In its 2025 outlook, Wells Fargo emphasized that this demand will be the most critical factor affecting gold prices in the new year. Many believe the factors that have driven countries to increase their gold holdings have not disappeared. Accordingly, analysts and economists have observed that geopolitical uncertainty remains high, with concerns about a global trade war. This will push countries to seek gold. This is positive news for gold investors, especially when other market sectors seem less optimistic. Next week, the U.S. Federal Reserve, Fed, will hold its final monetary policy meeting of 2024, while a 25 basis point interest rate cut is widely expected. The Fed's easing cycle in 2025 remains uncertain. Last week, reports showed that inflation remains a persistent challenge, which could force the U.S. Central Bank to shorten its easing cycle significantly. Wells Fargo predicts only one rate cut next year when inflation returns to 3%. Bank of America forecasts only 2 rate cuts in the new year. Higher interest rates will likely continue supporting the U.S. dollar, which will drag on gold. However, many are optimistic that gold prices have increased by about 30% despite similar conditions in the past year. Kitco News expert Niels Christensen emphasized that while gold may not be ready to break out of its current trading range in the short term, the conditions for a long-term rally remain intact. With domestic gold bar prices falling and world gold prices anchored at $2.648.5/ounce, equivalent to about VND 81.4 million/tael converted according to Vietcombank exchange rate, excluding taxes and fees. The gap between domestic and world gold prices is about VND 4.9 million/tael.